guys are all ready.
Yep.
I'm ready. We ready?
Okay.
I want to know, what do you say to evangelicals who are having a hard time holding their nose on this one?
Well, both candidates have flaws. They're not perfect people. None of us are. And I think sometimes evangelicals try to hold certain candidates to maybe a standard like their pastor would be, but they're not our pastor. But you want to try to find candidates that at least are sympathetic to what we stand for and what we believe.
And what's that process been like for a lot of folks trying to figure out what they're going to do? I mean, you have a lot of people who maybe aren't going to be as engaged this year, who may not vote this year because they're just not sure who to vote for.
There's going to be more people voting this year, I think, evangelicals maybe than in the last 2 years. I think Christians understand and realize that we're losing our freedom. And we've seen that those freedom was eroded in the last 4 years, but it's really accelerated in the last 13 years.
You're not endorsing, but if you're going strictly on abortion, there's only one candidate in the race who's vowed to put pro-life judges on the bench.
Oh, I know. And I'm not endorsing any candidate. That's why I tell people, look at the issues, look at the candidates, look at what they stand for, and then make that decision based on, you examine each candidate. I don't want to tell people how to vote or who to vote for. God can do that.
And, as someone who, I'm guessing most of the people here are supporting Republicans in the past. Is it challenging with Donald Trump when he's not a devout Christian? He's more reasonably pro-life. That he hasn't been as rock solid on some of these issues.
Well, I mean that's what people have to decide. That neither one was past some of those steps. Both of them are a challenge. But you got one who's a very smooth politician and one who's not even a politician except for last year. And so I think you have to examine what they really stand for, what they believe. You have to look at their families. You have to look at their track record. You have to look at all of it. You just don't make a choice on a person's personality. Because this race is not about the personality. It's about the Supreme Court. That's what it's coming down to, the Supreme Court.
Do you have any concerns that there might be some long-term changes in the Republican Party because of Donald Trump's candidacy, or is this maybe just a flash in the pan and a one-time deal?
Well, I think if he wins the election, no question, it's going to turn the Republican Party upside down.
But do you think that's a good direction for the party? Because
I
considering
think
some of those issues
I think both the Democratic and the Republican Party need to be turned upside down. But both have become so corrupt. I'm talking about the political machinery. I'm not talking about individuals, but just the process is extremely corrupt. And both parties need to be turned upside down. And Donald Trump is shaking the Republican Party pretty good right now.
What about like a third party or another movement or something?
Right,
like
and
that?
it may happen one day. It might happen.
I want to know, what's the main thing you wanted to accomplish here and at the other state capitals?
I want to see Christians get involved. I want Christians to vote. And you can't stay home just because you don't like one person or another. It's not about liking. It's about voting for candidates that at least will protect us and that at least have an understanding of what we believe and what we stand for.